ovary syndrome is quite a common condition. It often goes undiagnosed until things get really bad, but it's a really unpleasant set of symptoms that come with polycystic ovary syndrome, or PCOS. And it's where cysts develop on the ovaries, and these cysts are undeveloped follicles that should be developing into an egg and be released every time you have a menstrual cycle, but they're not. And it's due to a hormonal imbalance, predominantly too much estrogen in the system, that causes this. It's kind of a strange thing that goes on where these cysts develop instead of acting like a proper ovary system should be. The cause of this, although it's triggered by too much estrogen, it generates even more estrogen in the body. But also it generates lots of androgens, which are then converted into testosterone-like hormones. So women produce testosterone as well as men, but men produce tons more than we do. We need some testosterone, and women vary. Some women tend to produce more just naturally hereditary, they have more in them. But when you have polycystic ovary syndrome, you're producing lots of estrogen and lots of testosterone, and this causes a battle in the body. This leads to symptoms like the testosterone shows up with facial hair, even chest hair, so really distressing for women. And some women have to shave every day due to this. Very, very prone to weight gain, particularly weight gain around the tummy. That's due to the excess estrogen. Acne is really common, really bad skin, particularly on the back and on the chin. The chin is a very hormonal area of the skin, so if you've got hormonal imbalance, you often get spots around the chin. Real difficulty losing weight. Blood sugar imbalances, so your energy levels are up and down all the time. As I say, stubborn weight gain, and cravings for sugar are very, very common. And so this set of symptoms would indicate that you have polycystic ovary syndrome, along with, usually but not always, an irregular cycle. So some women with polycystic ovary syndrome just won't be ovulating and they won't be menstruating. Some women won't be ovulating but will still have some level of menstruation, or it can be a very, very irregular cycle, maybe just 2 or 3 periods a year. So there are a number of symptoms to look out for, but it's amazing how many women just kind of think it's just the way their body is, but there are lots of things you can do about it. One of the main things from a nutritional point of view, and I have worked with many women with PCOS, and the condition has completely gone away, because to get it diagnosed you need a scan. And they will be able to see on the scan, on the ultrasound, your ovaries, which invariably will be larger than they should be, and they'll have these very visible cysts on them. So it's very easy to diagnose once you go and get it looked into. And if this is going on, one of the key things you have to do, and I cannot stress how important it is you have to get sugar out of your diet. It makes a huge difference. And this is about regulation of a hormone called insulin, which is involved in blood sugar management. And too much insulin has a very direct correlation with what your hormones are doing, and particularly how you're gaining and holding on to weight. You have to get rid of your belly fat to help this balance sort itself out. There are also some fantastic herbs that are really, really, really effective. And when I talk about herbs, I'm not a qualified medical herbalist, but I work with medical herbalists. People can be quite dismissive, but it's really important to remember that most, if not all, of our modern medicines today have come from a natural origin. You know, aspirin is from the willow tree. I think it's the willow tree. All our medicines came initially from looking at what plants were doing in our bodies, and then we make a synthetic version. So herbal medicine is phenomenally potent and powerful, and there are a couple of really useful herbs for helping to lower those androgens in the body, so lower the testosterone levels. So things like the facial hair, the weight gain, the skin breakouts, they can be really improved. So you'd have to see a medical herbalist for that. Another really key part of the diet is to have lots of really healthy fat in the diet, which goes against, kind of seems counterintuitive for people trying to lose weight. But you do not need to have a low-fat diet to lose weight. You need to have a low-sugar diet to lose weight. I'm not talking low-carbohydrate, I'm talking sugars. I'm talking the kind of white stuff you put in your tea, but also refined grains like white bread and your croissants and your baked goods and all of those sorts of things. Too much dried fruit even. People go to dried fruit thinking it's healthy. There are so many sugars in there. Too much fruit even can throw the balance when you're suffering from a condition like this. So getting the sweet foods and getting the very starchy foods like white rice and pasta and things like that down, lowered in the diet is important. But also you need to increase your good fats, and by good fats I mean your omega-3 fatty acids, so the stuff you get from an oily fish like salmon and mackerel and herring and anchovies. But it is hard to get enough in the diet, and generally I recommend a an omega-3 supplement, and you can get them in capsules. A fish oil supplement or a krill oil is proven to be even more effective these days. So supplement-wise, that's important. And a really nice mineral, safe mineral to take. We used to have more of it in our food, but our soil is so depleted now with chromium. Chromium is an amazing mineral for balancing blood sugar, stopping cravings, and helping with the weight loss system. It helps the body to burn fat as opposed to store fat. So chromium is a really nice mineral to use. So you could take a multivitamin and mineral that contains chromium, or just a chromium supplement. So that's one thing you can do.